What's up, folks? Your buddy Fatalroadie. Today we're doing a Raw recap. We started off with a recap of the Bobby Lashley Lana wedding shit show from last week. And then Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out. I guess Lesnar wanted to get going pretty early. Heyman addresses the booing crowd with Happy New Year to you too, bitches. Heyman wants to kick off the new year making history. How about having Brock Lesnar show up more often? Lesnar says nobody is worthy to face him at the Royal Rumble. So Paul Heyman says instead of him fighting somebody, Lesnar will be entering the Royal Rumble at number 1 and will be facing everybody. Too bad he didn't have the balls to put the WWE title up during the Royal Rumble. This is a pretty interesting opening. It was good. Alright. We got our first match, Rey Mysterio versus Andrade for the United States title. Once again, I thought we didn't have any more automatic rematches. This was a pretty good match though. Mysterio had most of the offense. Rey went for the pin. Zelina Vega pulled Andrade's foot onto the rope. The referee counted 3, sees Andrade's foot on the ropes, and then we have our match restarted again. Mysterio is back on the offense. He hits a 619, jumps onto Andrade, but he throws him off on top of Zelina Vega. So Mysterio is all distracted about what's going on with Zelina Vega. He gets into the ring, ends up eating a hammerlock DDT, and Andrade retains his title. After the match, Andrade pulls Mysterio's mask off, and I guess he's keeping that as a trophy. Backstage, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe send a challenge to Seth Rollins and the AOP. And then back-to-back title matches, we have the Triple Threat Tag Team match. Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders versus the OC for the Raw Tag Team titles. This was a decent match as well. There was the usual chaos as we get with these multi-man matches. The Viking Raiders retain after a huge splash on top of Carl Anderson. Backstage, Samoa Joe secretly reveals to Kevin Owens their mystery partner. KO is happy. Becky Lynch then comes out and she talks about her inability to beat Asuka. After a video package, Asuka comes out. I have no idea what she's saying, but I think she's rubbing it into Becky Lynch. She gets into the ring, and Becky Lynch straight out cold cocks Asuka and walks off. Backstage, Mojo Rawley approaches Eric Rowan and asks him if he can look inside the cage. They don't show what he sees, but Mojo jumps back in horror. I guess it must be naked Baby Yoda. In a backstage interview with Andrade, Rey Mysterio attacks Andrade and gets his mask back. So I don't know where all that went. Okay, we'll probably be seeing that next week or in the week after. We then have Eric Rowan versus a jobber. It's basically the same shit we've been seeing all the other times. Eric Rowan wins. He grabs the jobber and lets him peek inside the cage, and whatever was in the cage sprayed him with something red, and the jobber runs off. Okay. We then have AJ Styles versus Akira Tozawa. This is a glorified squash match. AJ mocks Randy Orton by hitting the draping DDT and hitting Akira with an RKO. It was at this point when AJ was leaving the ring that it looked like someone tried to jump inside the ring but ended up getting stopped by security, and absolutely nothing was mentioned after that. We then have another recap of the Bobby Lashley Lana shit show from last week. Then Lana and Bobby Lashley come out, and guess what? We're gonna do this all over again. Bruh. The minister pronounces them man and wife. They kiss. Okay. Lana then proceeds to run her gob. Bobby Lashley follows as well. Then Rusev shows up on the Titantron. Supposedly he's at a beach. Says that the two of them look miserable. Then we show a video package of highlights again from last week's shit show. This is the 3rd time.
And to make a long story short, too late!
Bobby Lashley challenges Rusev next week to a match. In a backstage segment, Liv Morgan says she's going to be in Rusev's corner. Okay. Then we have Charlotte Flair versus Liv Morgan. This match really didn't even get started. Before the bell, Sarah Logan attacks Charlotte Flair. The fight spills out to ringside. Charlotte Flair starts to beat down on Sarah Logan, puts her robe back on, and walks off. What the fuck? Now we have Drew McIntyre versus No Way Jose. Before the match, Drew McIntyre lays out a couple of people on the Congo line. Glorified squash match. McIntyre hits the Claymore kick onto No Way Jose, gets the pin. Rallies the crowd to dare him to do it one more time. He hits another Claymore kick and then announces that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble as well. Then we have Shelton Benjamin versus Aleister Black. This was a quick but decent match. Aleister Black won with the black mass. After the match, Buddy Murphy attacks Aleister Black, beats him down, sets up a chair in front of him and hits him with a knee, which I really didn't understand why he needed the chair, but okay. Next week, we're going to be getting Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy again. Although it's a good match, I'm hoping this is not going to be starting to wear thin. And now we go on to our main event, Seth Rollins and the AOP versus Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and their mystery partner, The Big Show. Haven't seen him in a while, he's looking pretty good. This was an okay match. Kevin Owens was getting worked over. He gets the hot tag onto the Big Show, who cleans house. Seth Rollins hits Big Show with a chair, causing a disqualification. A big brawl breaks out, and Seth Rollins ends up eating a KO punch from the Big Show, and the faces stand tall. As we're closing Raw, it's announced that next week we're going to have Seth Rollins and the AOP versus Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, and a mystery partner. I'm not sure if they were hinting at it being the Big Show in a fist fight. What in the fuck is that? Seriously, we're going to have the exact same fucking almost the exact same fucking match as last week, as this week. Sorry. Can't even fucking think straight. Tonight's Raw was actually pretty decent. I liked it. Surprisingly, after the shit show that we had last week, they really could only go up from there. It was good. The matches were pretty decent. There were a few little quick shot matches, but they were alright. We started off pretty strong with the 2 title matches, and then, we started off here on the title matches, and then we were going downhill, but it wasn't like last week where we went straight downhill. It kind of just evened off, and it was alright. It was pretty good. I liked it. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back later this week with the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought about this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.